AITA, I ditched a girl 40 minutes from her house on our first date. I know the title already sounds like I'm a major asshole. But there is a few more variables that need to be discussed before you make your decision. Also, this is a throwaway act for obvious reasons. So I meet a girl on Tinder named Kim and we exchange a few messages before deciding to meet up for coffee. The date is going okay, although it was a bit boring. We grabbed our cup of Starbucks, I paid. We chatted for a bit and decided to drive to a cool little outdoor park to go for a walk. We drive around 30 minutes to this park. Listen to a bit of music on the way. Still getting to know each other a bit and everything was going fine. I parked. We got out of the car and walked a bit. Still chatting. Nothing deep. But the usual what you do for work. Hobbies etc etc. I had to take a leak. So I go to the bathroom, and when I walked out, I noticed she was talking to a guy and he was being very flirty, and when I walked up to them, he asked who I was and she responded, "Oh, he's just my friend hahaha," and he said he wanted to grab her number to go out for a drink sometime. She was all too happy to give him the number and they hug with a kiss on the cheek before he leaves. At this point I was just over it. I wasn't that interested in her, and if she's the type of person to show interest in another guy and exchange info in front of me, I have no future with her. I decided to make up some random excuse to get away from her and just got in my car and drove home. I didn't want to have to deal with her company for a 40-minute drive and was over it. Oh well. I honestly feel like a bit of an asshole, but also feel it was just in a sense considering what happened. NTA. I would've done the same. Esh. Although it's understandable why you were angry. It's just not right to leave a woman 40 minutes from her home. This statement is true. It's also true for men. Esh. What she did is annoying as all hell and should probably end all possibility of a relationship, but a 40-minute car ride away from home is a pretty far distance to ditch someone, so you probably shoulda just sucked it up and taken the high road. I don't agree that generally, if you don't take the high road, then if you're put in a situation where you can refer your next decision as taking the high road, it means that you were just low-roaded. NTA at all. You don't flirt and exchange numbers with someone else while on a date. I'm sure she can sort out transport home. Edit. Everyone saying he's the asshole for abandoning a woman in a park would be on the opposite side of this if op was a woman and the date was a guy. Poor defenseless women. Am I right? How we manage alone is beyond me. NTA. She clearly ditched you first, so whatever happened after she did that is a result of her actions. And presumably, if she had no other way of getting home, she would have insisted you drove her back home, and you'd done it right. He didn't give her the chance to insist. He found a way to get away from her and then left. As far as she knows, he got abducted by aliens. NTA. You are both adults, you are not her chaperone. Wasn't nighttime and was a safe area. Women don't need escorting everywhere. I'm sure she has caught the bus before. I don't think we should assume because she is a woman she is incapable of doing basic things like getting home. NTA. She's trashy and has much to learn. Capitalize NTA. Further bot to recognize. NTA. She couldn't have been that surprised with the outcome. NTA. What did she expect to happen? NTA. These comments saying it are they insane? I'm a woman with no car. If I'm lucky to get a date that is generous enough to buy me drinks and drive me for free, I can hold myself for a day and not openly flirt and call you just a friend hahaha. Even if I pay and drive, that doesn't give me the right to disrespect my date like that. She's a gold digger and got what she deserves. Don't worry about it. She definitely has other options. I'm sure she found a free ride to her home. Beyond all that, and I can't believe I'm about to current year. It's 2019. Lyft, Uber, taxis are all a thing. The whole concept that people can be abandoned and somehow helpless in this day and age is mind-boggling. Esh. I'm absolutely baffled that people are forgiving the girl's behavior here. This person is openly flirting in the middle of the date. How is that acceptable at all? At the same time, yeah, abandoning her was kind of shitty. She abandoned him first and disrespected him. Since when was kinda shitty enough to call someone the asshole? We need standards, yo. Edit, he's NTA. I'm saying she's an asshole. Not him. NTA kinda hilarious that people think you are still obligated to drive her home after she disrespected you like that. If the genders were reversed in this situation, everyone would be saying NTA. You dodged a bullet with this girl. Lucky you saw her ways and got the fuck out before she got more money and time out of you. Also a particular fuck you to anyone who suggested that the dude she gave her hash may have just been a friend of hers. Get real and stop making up imaginary situations to give women the benefit of the doubt while being sleazy. No. Abandoning someone 40 minutes away is wrong regardless of gender. NTA. You owed her nothing. She made it very clear that she owed you nothing. Case solved. This is the best way to sum it up. If she's that disrespectful to exchange numbers on a date, call that new dude and ask for a ride home. NTA. And I say that as a woman. You are not this person's keeper, protector, or chauffeur. She is an adult and able to take care of herself. She chose to go ahead and openly flirt with and exchange numbers with some other guy without explanation to you. Even going so far as to calling you a friend while on a date with you. She's, presumably, got a person money and knows her address so she can make her own way home. Good riddance, I say. She already got in a car with basically a complete stranger and drove 40 minutes with him. Suddenly safety is a concern when he left her? Come on. It's 2019. Everyone has a smartphone and can call an Uber or a cab from basically anywhere. Info, were you in a place where she could get public transportation easily? Was it a bad neighborhood? Do people often take dates out for a stroll through the wrong part of town? Let's go see the crackheads. Maybe we are lucky enough to experience a mugging. Esh. You're both assholes. She shouldn't have done what she did. Classless. You shouldn't have done what you did. Because leaving anyone stranded anywhere is an asshole move. Online dating apps drive down empathy. I can see that right here. Along with the my time is valuable theme. Esh. Yeah, she was being a dick. Honestly. Hitting on someone else while on a date with someone else. Really classy. But you are talking 40-minute drive. When you said 40 minutes, I was thinking a 40 minutes walk. Which is really not a huge deal in most cases. But 40-minute drive is going to be expensive depending on where you are. Difficult to get back. I know some parks near me have crappy cell. No taxi. No Uber. Etc. Even if this is not one of those, that is an expensive trip, and while she was being a dick, really not too classy on your side. Esh. She was very wrong to behave the way she did. But you really should have made sure she could get home safely. You could have worded it in a way that was something like, clearly we are not working out. Do you need me to take you home? Fuck everyone here saying NTA, we need info. Did she have money on her? Her ID? Did you offer to pay, or did she ask you to? Did you tell her in advance that you'd be driving? She could easily be too broke to afford a 40-minute drive. Maybe she doesn't have family in the area to come get her. Maybe she was actually taking advantage of you regardless. From what you've given us, I'm saying Ash. She was shitty, but it is seriously fucked up to abandon her 40 minutes away from home. You should feel guilty. I agree with everyone saying this. I would like to know what kind of area it is as well. If Op left her in some park in Baltimore, would everyone still insist he was totally in the right? No one is denying she sucks for what she did. Op is asking us if she's the only asshole, which I don't agree with. Based on the info given, he sucks too. It could be that it wasn't a huge inconvenience for her. And hey, maybe she did get a ride from the other dude. But we don't know that. If she had to get a ride, She's still left waiting for that ride alone. It's a shitty thing to do to anyone. Edited, reread to see if I missed anything. Night was never mentioned. You said the date was boring. It's not like she broke your heart by giving that dude her number. Having said that, it's incredibly rude to do that while on a date. That's also why I think it would have been better to tell her the truth and not come up with a random excuse. While I do think it wasn't right that she got his number, it's the first date. You have kinda nothing invested. Driving her home and then just telling her point blank that hey, I didn't appreciate you grabbing someone else's number while we were on a date. I don't think this will work out would have been the mature thing to do. Date is going okay, but the conversation is a bit boring and you decide to drive to a park 30 minutes away, which in most situations requires a return trip of 30 minutes. This is going to be unpopular, but it was just a Tinder date. I'm not sure why she called you anything but a friend at that point. You even said you guys weren't connecting. AITA. What she did was petty. But what you did was just as petty. You ditched someone at a park 40 minutes from home and just took off. I'd say you dodged a bullet. But then again, so did she. I'm not making a judgment call, but have a question as a dude who just missed the age of Tinder. Is it just me, or does this sort of scenario play out way more with Tinder style swipe right dating than more traditional dating? Or even pre-Tinder internet dating? I get this feeling like people, both of you, in this case, are treating each other as just as disposable in real life as on screen. Maybe it just feels like this happens a lot because I spend too much time in r/amethyst hole. Shout out to the multiple brigading subs. This lock goes out to you. If you enjoyed this video then hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more future videos.